Got him! Yeah, it's a pretty big one. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just wrapped up a tournament up in Wisconsin, did a little fun fishing in Wisconsin, and now we find ourselves back down south in the brutal heat on infamous Lake Fork. So it's been raining pretty hard down here. If y'all have been keeping up with Fork and Texas in general, a lot of their lakes are extremely low. Fork has been low all year long. They did have a lot of rain. The lakes come up 2 feet. There's a lot of really good looking juicy cover on the bank, but the water's not quite high enough. So with the day like today, it is super sunny. There is no wind. Typically fishermen, I think a lot of times shy away from that, but for whatever reason, those conditions, especially when the sun's up, these Lake Fork fish chew. So it's about 10:30. We're getting out in the water a little late, but usually that late afternoon bite's really, really good. And what we're gonna be targeting are the trees. All of this flooded timber specifically. Anywhere there's a ditch or a point or anything juicy with a lot of this flooded timber along creek channels, channel swings, that is a really good late summer, bluebird sky, no wind, big football jig type of day. So I'm gonna be trying out Berkeley's football jig. I've got a Chigger Craw max scent trailer. I've been really liking the max scent these days. So we're gonna see if these Lake Fork fish do too. But there's G, of course. He's extremely well versed on Fork. He's won a lot of tournaments here. My buddy Jordan from Iowa, and we're gonna try to stay cool, drink a lot of water, and catch some big ones. Let's go.
Oh, that's a big one.
Dude, that's a dude.
Background.
Try 6-pounder. Jordan is on the board. Did you just feel no weight, or did you see your line shoot out?
It ate it on the ball, and then I didn't think it was, so I just let it swim off with it.
Come get them. Got him!
Got him?
Yep.
Big one?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a pretty big one.
Fish number 2.
Gosh, look at the head on that thing, though.
See why I love this place?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys, that is a donkey. Oh, Lake Fork. About 4 casts in. Jordan caught a 22 on the first cast. This is hopefully they stay in these trees. All right, let's let that big girl go. Whew. Not a bad first few minutes on Fork. Let's keep catching them. I might need one of those things.
Here, I've got one.
I got it.
A knocker?
Yep. Those lure knockers are worth their weight in gold. Got him.
Got him?
Oh, yeah.
Giant?
No.
Still fun.
That was in a brush pile. Little Fork Junior. He's on there, but he's in a brush pile. Oh, I got him. Ah. Yeah. I couldn't tell how big it was. Choked that jig, you can't even see it. Had to let that one swim out on his own. Oh, that's not good. Hook sets are free. Got him. I'm catching numbers like it's my business. Oh, I think there's a bunch of them there. There's a little brush pile. So another kind of cool thing about how we're fishing today, we all have live scope, but not really using it right now. This is just good old bass fishing 101. We're looking at the lake, seeing where, we're looking at the lake, fishing the points that have timber on them, and fishing the ditches with timber, just kind of more visual targets than anything, and using side scan to find in a couple brush piles. But this is just good old bass fishing 101 on Lake Fork, guys, and I'm here for it. Got him! Oh, pretty nice one. Wow. That should be a big fish, but it's super unhealthy. Look how skinny that thing is. Goodness. There are actually some good ones in that one.
What's that?
There are some good ones. I had a big one nose down on my jig. Like, he nosed down on it. I watched him. I fished it real slow. No takers though. I think there's definitely some whites in there too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I tried live scope a little bit. This lake is actually really frustrating to use your live scope because, y'all, there are so many fish in this lake, so many big fish, so many big smart fish. After watching a couple of them just go down and reject you, it's pretty disheartening. I think I'm gonna opt for the rest of the day just fishing without it. That way I just don't know how many fish are swimming down looking at my jig and saying no thank you. So just goes to show, just because you have live scope doesn't mean you're gonna catch them all. It's kind of what we thought. It was gonna be one of those deals where you're really grinding to get a bite, but when you get a bite, other than the couple small ones I caught, it's pretty good. So got a couple more spots to hit before we gotta call it a day. Let's see if we can't put a couple more bigs in the boat. I wanted to give you a couple tips on how to catch fish this time of year down here. So everybody knows Lake Fork is known for a bunch of share lunkers being caught every single year. Late fall can be tough, but when the sun is up and there's not a lot of wind, that is the recipe for some big bites here in Lake Fork. One of the best baits you can throw this time of year is a big football jig. These bass here eat big, so don't be afraid to beef up your trailer. I'm throwing either a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, or a 1 ounce big football jig, depending on how deep I'm fishing. A lot of times I'm fishing anywhere from 15 to 25 feet. I usually don't go much deeper than 25. Those bass tend to be in that depth range this time of year. So, a couple tips. If you're fishing less than 20-pound test, it's not enough. I'm either throwing straight 20-pound fluoro, maybe 25-pound fluoro, or I'm doing a mainline braid with a 25 or 20-pound fluoro leader. These fish are big and aggressive. They'll break you off and break your heart if you're not careful. And last, you guys, when the sun is up like this, they're gonna get real tight to those trees. There's flooded timber all over. Easy way to break it down is look for areas on the lake, take the timber away, go fish the points, the ditches, the drains, everything that looks fishy. If there's timber there around the points and the drains, flip all of that timber, make a couple casts at it, get it as tight to the tree as you can, let the jig fall down. A lot of times they'll hit it on the fall. So go lock a football jig in your hand, grind it out, hope you can get a big bite. Y'all have a good Labor Day weekend. We'll catch you next time.